Learn about Rosetta. Rosetta is an open-source specification and set of tools that help you to integrate with blockchains. Serving as a general-purpose integration framework, Rosetta provides a high-level interface that can be customized to work with any chain. The goal of Rosetta is to make the integration process easier, faster, and more reliable so that you can build once and integrate your blockchain everywhere. We have created our unique Cardano Rosetta implementation to simplify the process of integration with Cardano. To put this into context and illustrate the different implementations of Rosetta, Bitcoin Rosetta and Ethereum Rosetta also exists. The commonality between all implementations is that they all share the same interface. The rationale for integrating with Rosetta is that a single interface can interact seamlessly with all the blockchains that have implemented that interface. This is particularly useful for exchanges, for instance, since they can interact with the Cardano chain using the same interface that they might already be using to interact with other chains. Bitcoin, for example, blockchain. Specific operations are interpreted to support the various chain implementations. You can read more about Rosetta on the official Rosetta website. Why Rosetta? Rosetta is an open standard designed to simplify blockchain deployment and interaction. Spend less time on integration and more time on novel blockchain advancements. The Rosetta API is made up of two core components, the Data API and the Construction API. Together, these APIs allow you to read and write to blockchains in a common format over a standard communication protocol. The specifications for these APIs can be found in the Rosetta Specifications repository. For full details, read the Rosetta API specification. For an overview of the interactions, view the flow of operations. Here you will find developer examples, exchange examples, and the Rosetta API calls. Here you will find developer examples, Exchange examples, and the Rosetta API calls. Developer examples. This section outlines some examples that you can test out as a developer who wants to use Rosetta. However, we advise that you should exercise caution if testing these on mainnet. Sample code for the typical Rosetta use cases: sending transactions, staking key registration and delegation withdrawal, sending transactions with single multi-assets. This section outlines the available Rosetta API calls. Get brief information about transactions. Get block summary information. Get information about the latest transactions. Get summary information about a transaction. Get address information specific to a block. Welcome. Rosetta is an open source specification and set of tools that makes integrating with blockchain simpler, faster, and more reliable. Origins. Writing reliable blockchain integrations is complicated and time-consuming. The process requires careful analysis of the unique aspects of each blockchain and extensive communication with its developers to understand the best strategies to deploy nodes, recognize deposits, construct transactions, etc. Even a minor misunderstanding can lead to downtime, or even worse, loss of funds. Not to mention, the integration must be modified and tested each time a blockchain team releases new software. Instead of spending time working on their blockchain, project developers spend countless hours answering similar support questions for each platform integrating their blockchain. With their questions answered, each integrating platform then writes similar code to interface with the blockchain instead of spending their engineering resources working on unique products and applications. Coinbase initially developed Rosetta as the middleware used to integrate blockchains into its platform securely and painlessly. We decided to open source the entire project in the hopes it can ease development and integration time for both developers and crypto platforms alike. The Rosetta APIs make a set of explicit design choices to enable simpler, faster, and more reliable blockchain integrations. We highly recommend reading about the design principles to familiarize yourself with these choices prior to building with Rosetta. Start building. The Rosetta API is made up of two core components, the Data API and the Construction API. Together, these APIs allow for anyone to read and write to blockchains in a standard format over a standard communication protocol. The specifications for these APIs can be found in the Rosetta Specifications repository. If you are a blockchain team interested in implementing these APIs, please check out the API sections linked above for clear expectations of any finished implementations. Developers looking to build on top of these APIs should take a look at the Rosetta SDK Go and Rosetta CLI repositories for some code examples of how to do so. Automated testing. Automated testing is the key to a reliable and robust ecosystem of standard users. We have implemented a testing suite for Data API and Construction API implementations. After developing an implementation, we encourage you to use the Rosetta CLI tool to test against your code to check for any issues. If something manual should be automated or you have ideas for additional tests, please open an issue. Community. If you have any questions about Rosetta or want to share something cool that you made, visit our community boards. Flow of operations. Before diving into the specification and documentation, we recommend reviewing the high-level diagrams below to gain some familiarity with the functionality of the Rosetta APIs. The Rosetta APIs are organized into two distinct categories, the Data API and the Construction API. Simply put, the Data API is for retrieving data from a blockchain network and the Construction API is for constructing and submitting transactions to a blockchain network. The Data API was previously known as the Node API and the Construction API was previously known as the Wallet API. Their names were changed to better reflect their functionality. Data API. Construction API. If you have seen illustrations of the flow of transaction construction in other blockchain SDKs, the following diagrams may seem peculiar to you. Unlike traditional SDKs, Construction API implementations are fully stateless, can perform construction offline, when metadata like an account nonce is prefetched, and never have access to private key material.